Welcome to 4:15 Deep Stretch Happy Hour. I hope you all have your wine, cocktail, or beer picked out. Last week I had a Sauvignon Blanc. This week I'm moving on to a red blend. I'm pretty excited about it. Already tried it out yesterday. So we're gonna get started in a couple minutes, but just in case, I'm gonna ask everyone to grab either LUX if you have them, you wanna go down onto them, or even a pillow for these stretchy classes. I really like pillows instead. And then if you have a yoga strap or just a towel, will be perfectly fine. Just one of those small workout towels. So go ahead and go grab those if you don't have them already. Get settled in, and we'll be starting in just a few minutes. You're likely at home by yourself. So you can do whatever feels good to you. Don't have to worry about looking funny in front of everybody else. Take one more round before meeting back in that neutral spine. Curl your toes under if they're not there already. Move your hands slightly forward. Send your hips up towards the sky, coming into our first downward facing dog. Pedal out the feet, shake the head yes, shake the head no. Start to warm up the back side of the body. Eventually finding stillness here in your down dog. Taking 2 full cycles of breath here. From here, shorten your stance just a bit. Bring your right hand across to your left shin, taking a twist, gazing under your armpit. Nice, gentle spinal twist. Releasing back through center. Switch sides. Reaching for the opposite shin. Taking a twist, gazing under the armpit. Releasing back into your down dog. Press those heels towards the earth. No need for them to touch. Hips up towards the sky. Maybe bend into the knees. Inhale, press your weight into your tippy toes, gaze forward. Exhale, bend in the knees. Walk towards your hands. Forward fold, Uttanasana. Coming into our ragdoll pose. Reach for opposite elbows here. Generous bend into the knees as you sway side to side. Inhale, halfway to lift, flat spine, gaze forward. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Bringing those fingertips down to the earth, as generous of a bend into the knees as you need. Start to straighten through the right leg as you reach the right arm up towards the sky for an IT band stretch. You can always bring that block or pillow underneath that left arm, bringing the earth closer to you. Try and twist a little more open, drawing those top fingertips back behind you. Hips pressed back. Inhale, lengthen here. Exhale, release. Switching sides. Start to straighten through the left leg. Left arm reaches up. And opening through the heart center, through the chest. Two more full cycles of breath here. Inhale, reach and lengthen. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, halfway to lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold a little deeper. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center, Samastitihi. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, reach up and over to the right. Inhale, back through center. Breath out as you go the opposite direction. Breathing in, reach up. Exhale, cactus, mini back bend, pressing the hips forward. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, round through the spine, palms face each other, chin to chest. Inhale, back up. Repeating that sequence one more time. Breathing out as we come to the right. Breathing in, back through center. Exhale to the left. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, cactus. Open up through heart center. Pinch the shoulder blades together. Inhale, rise. Exhale, round. Inhale, lengthen through the spine here. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, Uttanasana, fold forward. Inhale, halfway to lift, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, plant those palms, step back to your high plank. Taking 2 cleansing breaths here. Nice full inhale through the nose. Audible exhale through the mouth. One more nice full inhale here. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Lift the right leg to the sky, hips down. Exhale, sweep it through. Lower the back knee down as you rise the torso up. Start to bend and straighten through that front leg. Getting a little bit of movement here. And then meeting back with a bent knee. Making sure that your knee is either directly over your ankle or slightly behind it as you press your hips forward, squaring through the torso. Option to keep your hands here on your hips, or inhale, sweep them overhead. Exhale, cactus. Keeping the belly engaged. As you pinch the shoulder blades together, opening up through heart center. For 2 more cycles of breath. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, plant the palms. Inhale, straighten through the front right leg. Exhale, fold over. Coming into your half splits. And you can always bring your hands to blocks, pillows, bringing the earth closer to you. Rather than just rounding through the spine, we want to imagine bringing our torso to the top of our thigh. Eventually our nose comes towards our shin with a flat spine here. Drawing that right hip back as you flex through the toes. Go ahead and give your toes a look here. I'm sure they look as bad as mine, but none of us able to get pedicures or manicures lately. It's a good thing Instagram Live isn't that close up. One more cycle of breath here. Take the bend back into the knee as you bend and straighten through the leg. Kneeling back with our knee bent, foot planted into the ground. Keep your left hand to the earth. as you rotate to the pinky edge side of your front right foot, coming into our twisted monkey, right hand on top of the thigh. Option to stay here or reach back for this left back foot. You can't quite reach it. Remember I told you to grab that towel. You can always wrap your towel around your foot. Easier said than done. There we go. You can use that towel to bring that foot closer to you as you take a twist open through the spine, gazing back over your right shoulder. Holding here for 2 more cycles of breath. Try and bring that heel a little closer to your sit bone, sinking your hips down towards the earth. Go ahead and release your foot if you grabbed it. Reaffirming both feet into the ground. Step that right foot back to meet your left in your down dog. Paddle out the feet here. And then meet in stillness. Hips pressed up. Coming into that inverted V shape. Pressing your torso towards the top of your thighs. Inhale, 3-legged dog. Lift the left leg to the sky. Exhale, sweep it through. Lower the back knee. Inhale, rise up. So you bend and straighten through the front leg. We're on our left side now. Make sure you switch sides. Eventually meeting back with that front knee bent. Remembering to keep that knee on top of or behind the ankle as you sink your hips a little deeper. You can make this stretch a little more intense by sliding that back foot even further away from the top of your mat. Option, keep your hands on your hips, or inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, humble warrior grip. Let's go with funny thumb on top. Open up through the chest as you draw the heels of the hands and the wrists together. Shoulder blades come together. If you've been working at home all week, you might not be in the most ergonomic setup. So this should feel nice and good on your shoulders. Open up here. Inhale, reach the arms overhead. Exhale, plant the palms, frame the front foot. Inhale, straighten through the front leg. Exhale, hinge at the hips as you fold forward. You want to continually draw your left hip back here, but make sure you're not dumping all your weight to the right side. Stay nice and centered. Equal weight in both sides of the body. Two more nice, full, deep Ujjayi breaths here. Start to bend and straighten through that front leg. Getting some movement in. Meeting back with a bent leg. Keeping your right hand engaged in the ground on the inside of the foot. Rotate to the pinky edge side of that left foot. You can press your left palm into the thigh, opening up here, drop through the hips. And again, option to reach back for the foot. You can use your towel or strap to open up here. You want to gaze back over the shoulder and continue to drop your hips towards the earth. Nice full inhales through the nose. Longer, slower exhales through the nose. Release your grip on that back foot. Reaffirm through the left foot. Palms to the ground. Step back into your downward facing dog. Again, just pedal out the feet here. Get some blood flow into that left side of the body. Finding stillness here in our downward facing dog. Let's take 2 more cleansing breaths together. Take a nice full breath in through the nose. Exhale, let it go. One more nice full inhale here. Take 1 more sip of air. Exhale, let it go. Inhale, press your weight into your tippy toes, gaze forward. Exhale, bend the knees. Step to the top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, halfway to lift, flat spine. Exhale, fold forward. Again, making sure your fingertips are engaged in the ground. Come up onto the tippy toes, heels lift up. Bring the sit bones down to the heels. We're going to be coming into our toe stretch here. If you took Melanie's class at noon, she also did it, so my apologies. So you're going to go ahead and spread all 10 toes into the mat. If your pinky toe is coming off, that's perfectly fine. Do what you can. You're going to release your knees onto the ground. You should feel an intense stretch into those toes. My least favorite stretch of all time. So if this is also really intense for you, you can go ahead and bring your fingertips down to the ground. This will take some of the pressure off your feet. But if you really want to get into it, bring the torso up nice and long. Just close the eyes here. Coming back to that breath retention we did at the beginning of the practice. Let's take a nice full inhale for a count of 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Hold at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold empty. 1, 2, 3, 4. Go ahead and take 1 more round, counting to yourself. 4 counts for each part. Focusing on that breath rather than the intense pain within all of our toes. And when you've completed that, go ahead and press onto the palms, press the tops of the feet into the earth. Just sit down here, giving your toes a little bit of relief, maybe wiggle them out. Before releasing down onto the seat, left leg out nice and long in front of you. You can continue facing the proper way on your mat, but I'm going to face you. As I show you, bring your right foot into a figure 4 pose. So your right ankle is directly above your left knee. If you are feeling a little bit of bone-to-bone connection here, you can always take your pillow and place it underneath. Give yourself a little bit of support here. Doing what feels good for you. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. And it doesn't matter where your hands meet. It could be your feet, it could be your shin, your knee. The purpose here is to fold forward, getting a stretch in the back of the hamstring of that left leg, but also the outer hip and glute on the right leg. Start to settle into your breath here. Using your inhales to lengthen through the spine and exhales to fold a little bit deeper. Settling into our first long stretch of the practice. We're going to start to wind it down now. Notice if you're holding on to any tension in the shoulders and the neck. Try to let it go here. Letting your body relax. Your muscles relax so we can really get a deep stretch. We're working into that fascia. Really talking about in our yin yoga. Taking 3 more cycles of breath here. Releasing your grip. Rise the torso up. Plant your right foot to the inside of your left thigh. We're going to come into a spinal twist here. Inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, take a twist over the bent knee. You can hook your elbow on the outside. You can wrap your arm around the leg. Whatever feels good for you. Kind of depends on the proportion of your legs to your arm length. And then you're going to gaze back over that right shoulder. Staying nice and long through the spine, not dumping back. Taking 2 more nice full Ujjayi breaths here. Deep inhale through the nose. Deeper exhale through the nose. Release your twist. You're going to take that right foot, the knee that's been bent, and place it on the outside of your extended leg. You're then going to take a bend into your bottom leg, your left leg, bring it to your sit bones, and stack your knees on top of each other, coming into our cow face pose. So right knee stacked on top of left, Now, if you've got that towel I was talking about, you can add in the arms, bringing that right arm up overhead, bend into the elbow, reaching up with the left hand, closing the gap if your fingertips don't quite touch. From here, we're going to fold forward, bringing your torso on top of that top right leg. So you should feel a deep opening into the shoulders, a deep stretch into that right outer hip. You can fold forward, bringing your head onto a block or your pillow. We're trying to keep those sit bones engaged with the ground. Continuing to press the back of the head into that top right forearm, opening through the chest rather than rounding here. If at any point the arms come too much for you, just go ahead and let them go. Let them fall to the earth. Keeping your legs as they are. Remember, this is your practice. My guidance is merely a suggestion. So always feel free to take the variation of your choice. Maybe coming back to that intention that you set at the beginning of your practice. As you're folded up like a pretzel, remembering why you came here today, what you were looking to gain. Maybe it was a break from the hecticness. Maybe it was some time for yourself. Or maybe you're just really stiff. Taking about 10 more cycles of breath here. Really try to settle into the pose. Let go of anything you're holding on to. Letting your muscles relax from your toes to your fingertips. Go ahead and rise the torso back up. Set your towel off to the side, within close reach for the opposite side. We're going to switch sides, opposite side cow face pose. So if you bring your fingertips over to the left side of your body, rise up onto the toes, you can swirl around, and your left knee will now be on top. One of the funnest parts of yoga is that little twist. If it didn't quite work for you, don't worry about it. Just go ahead and stack that left knee on top of your right. No big deal. You might notice your heels are a little bit closer or not quite as close. We're all asymmetrical, so wherever you're at is totally fine. Go ahead and take your towel into your left hand. Left elbow reaches up towards the sky. Right elbow, right hip. Reach for the opposite end of that towel. You might notice you can actually reach completely on this side, and maybe you couldn't on the other, or vice versa. Best to do with being right-handed, left-handed, what your dominant hand is. So from here, really lengthen through the spine, back of the head, into the forearm, and then fold forward. Again, if at any point the arms are too much for you, just go ahead and let them go. Let them fall to the earth. Still feeling that stretch in the outside of the left hip. Maybe close the eyes here. Release the jaw. Remove the tongue from the roof of the mouth. Swirl it around. Maybe stick it out a few times. Let it go. Start to focus on your happy hour cocktail, whatever your choice may be. As I said, last week I had Sauvignon Blanc. This week I'm going with a red blend from Paso Robles. I made lasagna earlier this week, so I'll be having that with a glass of red wine. My stomach just growled, so I had to tell you all what I'm having for dinner because I can't wait. Just a few more stretches, and hopefully you'll be enjoying something yummy too. See if you can reaffirm those sit bones with your mat as you press the back of the head into the forearm. Maybe close the gap a little bit more. Taking about 5 more cycles of breath here. Rise the torso back up, release the grip, move the head side to side. From here we're going to straighten that right leg out. And we're going to bring that left foot to the inside of the thigh, coming into our spinal twist again. So remove the flesh from the sit bones. Inhale, reach up nice and tall. Exhale, take a twist. Hooking the elbow or wrapping your arm around your leg. Stay nice and long through the spine as you gaze back over your left shoulder. See if you can lift the crown of the head a little closer to the ceiling, and then twist a little deeper. Release your twist here. Coming into figure 4 on the opposite side. Making sure that you're just above your knee. No putting pressure on the knee. Again, if this feels a little uncomfortable, you can slide that pillow in between your 2 legs. We're going to inhale, sweep the arms up overhead. Exhale, fold forward. Now for me, I can notice here my left knee is a lot higher than my right knee was. My left side just doesn't externally rotate quite as much. So you can always move your foot around a little, bring it wider, closer in, closer to the torso. Finding something that feels good for you. And then settling in, nice deep forward fold. Releasing any tension in the neck, shoulders. Letting yourself just fall forward. You can let the head fall if it feels okay on the neck. Take a little scan through the lower body. Notice if you're tensing any muscles here. Give them a little squeeze, then let them go. Letting them relax. Your muscles can't open up if you're contracting them. So try to let go of anything you're holding on to. As you settle into your breath. Taking about 5 more cycles of breath here. Slowly release your grip. Rise the torso up. Slide that left foot over to the side. Soles of the feet together to touch for our butterfly pose. Go ahead and open up the feet like a book, pressing those knees down towards the earth. Keeping your heels as close to or as far away as feels good for you. It's about finding the stretch that you like that feels good in your body. I like to have my heels a little bit closer, start getting into the inner thighs. So you can stay upright here. You've been folding quite a bit. Or if it helps you get deeper into the stretch, start to hinge from the hips. Maybe bring the elbows towards the knees. Folding here with a nice flat spine. So still drawing those shoulder blades back. We settle in here. Make sure you're not holding your knees up. You're not supporting them, using the strength of your legs. If you feel discomfort, you can always slide a block or a pillow underneath each knee in order to let those muscles relax. It doesn't really matter where they're at, as long as you're not holding them up nice and tight. You just want to let gravity take over, let them fall down as you open up through the lower body. Settling in here for about 10 more cycles of breath. You really want to keep that lower body nice and still. Again, if you're moving, you're contracting those muscles and not relaxing. But if you're feeling kind of antsy, you can always get some neck stretches in. Pull it side to side. Open up a little more through the chest. Those little micro movements in the area that we're not trying to stretch right now can help you to stay relaxed, keep your mind focused, keep your thoughts from wandering off to your to-do list. We're only allowed to think about our happy hour drinks, or our breath, or our stretching. No negative thoughts, No to-do list. Take a nice full inhale through the nose. Longer throat, slower exhale through the nose. One more, nice full inhale here. Exhale through the nose. Rising the torso back to neutral. Draw the knees in. Give yourself a little squeeze here. Chin to chest, rounding through the spine a bit. When you're ready, cross the ankles, rock and roll the length of the spine a few times. Eventually meeting back in our downward facing dog. Hands planted into the earth, heels reaching down, inverted V shape. On your next breath in, reach that right leg up towards the sky, three-legged dog. Exhale, slide it through, setting yourself up for your half pigeon pose. The fullest expression is to have that front shin parallel with the short edge side of your mat, or you can slide it in towards your hip flexor like I do. Not quite so open in my hip joints. Now you can just fold forward if that's where you want to go. But I'd like to give another option to come into thread the needle. So you're going to walk that right fingertip towards the top of your mat, and then slide your left arm behind the right wrist, coming down onto your left cheek, your left shoulder, and settling in here. You can reach that right arm nice and long in front of you and come into a half bind. Wherever you're at, just settle into the pose. Doesn't matter if your top arm is lifting up, your right sit bones have collapsed onto the ground or are reaching up. We're going to go with the yin philosophy of just letting our muscles relax wherever they're at, wherever the body falls. I invite you to close the eyes here. As your left cheek settles in to the ground, you can always place one of your pillows underneath. If you're not quite meeting the ground, or just for comfort. As you feel a stretch through the shoulders, through the right sit bones. Maybe the front of that left hip flexor. So let your body just relax wherever you're at. Release the forehead, the eyebrows, the mouth. Move your tongue around. Make sure you're not clenching through the jaw. You have nice full breath flowing freely. Settling in for about 10 more cycles of breath here. Slowly open the eyes. Bring that right hand back in front of the face. Pressing the torso up. We're going to plant the fingertips and really open up through the front side of the body. Pressing our hips forward. Shoulder blades roll down the back. Press into the palms, curl the back toes under, lift the knee off the mat. Meet back in a three-legged dog, right leg up towards the sky. Bend into the knee, stack the hips. Kicking the foot towards the left side of the body, torso faces down. Take any movements here in the ankle and the knee. Draw circles. And then switch directions. Inhale, three-legged dog. Exhale, down dog. Inhale, reach that left leg up towards the sky. Exhale, sweep it through, setting up for your half pigeon once again, variation of your choice. Keeping that front shin as parallel to the short edge of the mat. This feels good for you. And then we're going to come into thread the needle once again. Lengthen those left fingertips out. Release down to the right cheek, right shoulder. You want to make sure that you're feeling a stretch here in the outer left hip. And that right shoulder blade. Maybe come into that half bind if you did on the other side. And then just relaxing here, letting everything go. Settling into the earth, grounding yourself. As you come into those nice, full, deep breaths. Letting your hips and your sit bones fall where they may. Settling into the posture. Maybe take a few cleansing breaths here. Audible exhales through the mouth where you let anything go that you're still holding on to. Any thoughts, any muscle tension, any aggravation. Take those nice full inhales through the nose. Exhale through the mouth. Let it all go. When you feel settled in, move back into that Ujjayi breath. In and out through the nose, constriction in the back of the throat. Taking 5 more rich cycles of breath. Reaffirming through the left palm. Open up through heart center. Press those hips forward and down. under. Three-legged dog, left leg towards the sky. Stack the hips, open up here, taking those movements. Switching directions. Before meeting back in our downward facing dog. Release down onto the knees, the sit bones as you come down onto your back, preparing for our final resting pose, our Shavasana. Legs out nice and long, arms by the side, palms face up. Settling in here, closing the eyes. Slowly letting control over your breath. As I pour my happy hour cocktail, my nice big glass of red wine. Cheers, everyone. I hope you enjoyed class. I hope you feel stretched out. Enjoy the rest of your weekend. Look out for more Fortis classes. Namaste.